Welcome back. You're watching BNS in the stock game. No respite coming in for the markets. In fact, some bit of recovery, in fact, that has come in 77.41 on the last tick for the Nifty.
Oh, yes, indeed. We are seeing that attempt at a pull back to cross above the 77.50 mark. That's led by HDFC, NTPC, Kotak Mahindra Bank, HCL Tech, as well as GAIL India. And even the broader markets have given up some of their earlier losses. So we've recovered something like 30 points from the day's low today. And it's the Dow futures as well which have pared their losses. The Bank Nifty futures as well have given up some of their early losses and are trading. Is the Bank Nifty futures, by the way, just pull that up because that's trading in the green right now, up by about 1/3%. But let's take you through the rules of the stock game. Pretty simple. Our three experts get a notional amount of 5 lakhs. They allocate this money in a total of 4 stocks and select one stock from the F&O space. There's a compulsory churn of 2 stocks every single day. And at the end of the week, we'll see who's made the maximum money and declare that person as the winner. Time to introduce our guests. Ruchit, Jain, technical analyst, equities, angel broking, Mithul Shah, research head, affluent stocks and shares, and C. Rudramurthy, MD, Vachana Investments. Great to have you all on board. Let's dissect individual recommendations and talk about what you guys have picked out. Ruchit, I'm going to start off with you then. Let's nail it down to the first 2 ideas. Lupin, you're shorting this candidate as well as Jubilant Foodworks. Okay, we'll come right back to Ruchit, but in the meantime, Mithul, let's discuss TVS Motor, shorting this one, and why a buy on RCOM.
Even if you see overall all the market, our stance is till the time Nifty is not breaking 8020, we are on the bearish mode, and all the company which are putting a bad result, market is punishing them. If I particularly talk about the TVS Motor, from 280 to 340, it took 1.5 months for this rally, and it just takes 3 days to complete it from 340 to 280. So thus, such breakdown we have seen yesterday. Generally, the follow through comes in this also. So for the show, my recommendation is I am going short on TVS Motor future for the target of 280 with a stop loss of 290.5. And my second recommendation is a RCOM. RCOM is a very good phenomenon. Overall, it is coming out of from very big base. From last 8 weeks, it was consolidating between the 54 on the upside and 49.48 from the downside. And it has broken its 8-week range and it is started moving up. So it's all set for a very big target on the upside. And in this kind of a down cycle also, there are few stocks will going to outperform, and RCOM will be one of them. So my target on the upside is 59 with a stop loss of 56.35.
That's the word coming in on RCOM as well as TVS Motors. But Ruchit, let's discuss your first 2 ideas. The sell call coming in on Lupin as well as Jubilant Foodworks. You're going bearish on both these stocks. What's your rationale here?
Yeah, good morning. Overall, if we observe the positional charts of Lupin, then a couple of months back, the stock was forming this low top, low bottom formation and had breached its crucial support, which was placed around 1600 levels. Now, after this pullback move from 1250, 1600 levels, which were earlier support, is now expected to act as resistance. And hence, one can go short at current levels. I've kept a stop loss above yesterday's high, which is 1632. Even at current level, it's looking bearish. So with a stop loss above 1632, one can go short with target of 1500. The second call I had given was a sell call in Jubilant Food. Overall, it's a very bearish structure in Jubilant Food, wherein the prices are moving down with higher volume. So that's a negative thing and a sign of a downtrend. And we are expecting this downside momentum to continue. The target set for the day was 1060, which has already made a low of 1080. I'm expecting the stock to resume its downtrend after a minor pullback move. So the stop loss of 1200, the stock is expected to achieve target of 1016 intraday.
Okay, that's a cue coming in. Some individual stocks to keep on your radar. Jubilant Foodworks in focus, as well as Lupin, which is a sell recommendation. C. Rudramurthy also with us on the show. And Rudra, let's discuss your rationale, because you too are shorting the TVS Motors futures just like Mithul. And what's the call on Adani Pa?
See, I had all 4 sell calls for the day, and 7740 on Nifty futures was my important level, which morning only it has achieved, and now there is a turnaround. TVS Motor sell call has already achieved its target, and then from levels of 275-78 where it finds strong support, stock has definitely seen some bounce. I definitely don't advocate shorting at current level as target is already achieved in TVS Motor, and in fact some pullback can be seen, having seen a fall of over 10% yesterday and also today a gap down. When it comes to Adani Power, morning itself stock opened gap up and my tight stop loss was triggered on Adani Power. However, stock looks very weak for me even in market which is showing some recovery. This stock definitely from higher levels is seeing sell off. Adani Power is also in a clear downtrend for me. All medium term, long term, short term, every trend is on the downside. So Adani Power is a sell for me on every rise. Now one can keep a stop loss closer to 32.50, 33 rupees and look at targets of 27 on the lower side.
That's the word coming in on Adani Power, and as we speak, Nifty has inched back into the green zone, 77.46, just swinging between the red and green line at this point of time. But continue discussing the trading ideas there and portfolio picks. So Ruchit has Godrej Industries as well as Petronet in his portfolio. Petronet, your target price has been met, Ruchit, but what is it that you don't like about Godrej Industries that you've placed a sell call on this one?
The first talking about Godrej Industries, we have seen a decent pullback in the last couple of months along with the markets. But the pullback was clearly an corrective overlapping waves. So that is not an impulsive wave which indicates that is just a pullback move. And now the stocks seem to have resumed the downside momentum. And I think the momentum would increase once the stock reaches 343 levels. Hence, I'm advised to go short in Godrej Industries. Even at current levels, one can look to go short in the stock. And my last recommendation was a buy call in Petronet. We have been bullish on this stock since last couple of months, since it had given a breakout of a fresh all-time high earlier previous resistances. After a consolidation move, the stock last 2-3 trading sessions have been moving higher with good volumes. So that's a sign of continued uptrend. And although the target of intraday has been met, but I think in next couple of days the stock should test around 290 levels also.
Okay, that's a cue coming in on some individual stocks that he's picked out, talking about what the levels are to map out on Petnet and as well as on Godrej Industries, which is a short selling call. Meantime, Mithul, let's discuss the last and final ideas. You're bullish on Nilkamal. The stock is holding out fairly well. Are you seeing more upside, and how come Vedanta is a short selling candidate?
If you see, the Nilkamal is a very good uptrending chart. In this market also, it was making a very good downward wager, and yesterday it has broken out of that downward wager and it has started moving up. So in this market, if it gives the good follow through, we are going to see the level of 1350 in the coming time. For the show, my target is 1280 with a stop loss of 1230. Vedanta is a global phenomenon. All the base metals yesterday have corrected a lot from the highs of 3 days back. All the base metals have come down like 4 to 5%, and yesterday we have seen all the metal stocks have corrected globally. Same here, Vedanta is a beta play that I am playing today for the target of 106 with a stop loss of 112.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Vedanta. Let's move on then and discuss Rudra's last two ideas then. And Rudra, if you can take us through your last two ideas, Bank of India as well as Jindal Steel, and again sell call on both these stocks. What's the word there? Bank of India has in fact edged up into the green zone. However, you have been stopped out on both these counters.
Yeah, Bank of India in fact is in a clear downtrend and every rise on it is definitely a sell. However, today morning having a tight stop loss, the trigger has happened, but still Bank of India definitely looks weak for me on chart. It has also broken crucial supports which were there at levels of 195 earlier, and now whatever bounce we are seeing is just a dead cat bounce. So I expect Bank of India to correct from current levels, and one can look at targets of 85 on Bank of India, keeping now a stop loss at levels of 89. When it comes to Jindal Steel, even in positive markets like today, stock is definitely weak. It is down 1.5% as of now, and it is facing stiff resistance at levels of 73, 75. So this has been a strict resistance zone, and it is definitely a sell on every rise. Jindal Steel looks very weak for me. It can go back and even test supports of 55.50 it formed earlier, and currently at 68 rupees, it offers a good opportunity to short.
Okay, gentlemen, lovely having you with us on the show. Thanks very much for sharing your top stock ideas. But we've got the big ET Now exclusive lined up, and the lack of recovery in the upstream oil and gas sector